Hello everyone, my name is Antasil and today we'll be forming the Roman Empire as Italy. It's one of the most fun campaigns in the game, I think, and I think I can do it justice. I recently did a video with the starting strategy for Italy, but this time I'll be taking it to the entire campaign. For research, I'll be starting with the basics of industry and electronic techs, and the last research will go into support weapons 1. Now I'm not going to be showing you any of the research throughout the video, at least not most of it. What I'm going to do is keep up with electronics and industry techs, research fighter 1 at some point and start producing it, expand on the artillery branch and keep support and infantry equipment up to date. That's it pretty much. Construction. I'm going to build a few civilian factories, just a few, and branch out into military factories right after that. Equipment wise, 10 factories into infantry equipment, 3 into support equipment. Do note that Italy doesn't start with any artillery production at all, so don't forget to assign factories to it. Future factories will also go into artillery. As for the Navy, let's not bother with those just yet. Just finish everything that's building and assign a few queues of continuous submarines. No, that's not a submarine. That's a submarine. Focus-wise, yes, it's the Italian focus tree. I'll be going for army primacy, one of the better focuses they have. Another one that I eventually want is Albanian occupation, and this entire branch going to the research slot. Now I know you can release Somaliland and Eritrea to bypass this focus, but I'm a bit of a purist on map painting. I'm going to create one big empire, so I don't want too many puppets messing that up. Hey, I said I was going for army primacy. So there we go. There's a war going on over here in Eritrea. So let's assign a general. I like to assign Messi here because he is the only one with reasonable stats, and give him a battle line over here. Also put these guys in the same army unassigned because they will have automatically assigned to this order here, and put them on this front line. Also give them an order. Field Marshal Graziani will be fine, and just set the order to go. There's an Air Force here. Put them on the basic support missions of air superiority and close air support, and assign to the region, and they can go. That's pretty much it for now. So while this is moving, I'd like to get all the navy together, feedback gaming style, and merge up the entire fleet. This will pretty much kill our entire fuel reserve, but it'll come back. Split off all the submarines, select those submarines, assign this admiral here with the bold trait, and split up into a few task forces. The other fleets, the big one, just assign them to any admiral and press this magic button that will distribute them into nicely, evenly distributed task forces. How are we doing, boys? Yeah, they're doing just fine. We'll sort out the rest of the army and the air force once Ethiopia is finished. Now we're coming up on 50 political power, so our first target is going to be Austria. Why Austria? My general tactic is to invade the United Kingdom by temporarily joining the Axis, so I can naval invade from Hamburg. To get a supply line to the United Kingdom, I have to take out Austria to get a land route through Germany. If I don't do that, supply will have to go through sea. And that's perfectly fine, except when you go toward the United Kingdom. Gibraltar closes the strait and you have no supply in the UK. Ethiopia is gone. Yeah, just take all states. Also, probably also a good idea to set occupation law to local police force. Electronics is done, get that out of the way. Alright, with the war over, let's reorganize the armed forces. We have an army. Take out everything that's not the basic infantry template and put them in a separate template. That includes this Mountaineer Division. Now we have some more troops here. Take all the basic infantry templates and give them to Messier. We have now one army of 24 units and put them on the Austrian border. Let's merge up the rest and take out what is sometimes called a tank template. It doesn't even resemble it, but alright. Those 12 units, we can put them on the border here to guard against French aggression or retaliation, and start exercising some reserve units, the Coloniale. Those are just small infantry blocks and they'll do fine for this. We need about 4 rows of these of 12 units.
Comandi.
The armor divisions, just give them to Balbo here and put them on the border here.
Formazione.
These guys need a general. This defensive guy will be fine. He's a pretty decent general, and we just need him here to hold this line against the French should we accidentally go to war with them.
Pronto, signore.
Now, the main army, they're using this template. We have some army experience, so add support artillery, add 1 infantry, add an artillery, and set the unit to elite so they get the best reinforcements. While we're at it, we'll give them a scary looking icon. Now, if we do this, and we certainly need to exercise that team then, as well as these guys, we'll be having deficits and we'll be switching around our industry to make good on these deficits as fast as we can. Also, keep an eye on your political power. We need to do something, and once we reach, well, I can show you what I'm going to do. British Malaya here, justify war goal, and that's going to be 69 political power. We're almost there. Here we go.
Si, signore.
Now don't forget to assign an order here so they can build up planning bonus. Yes, this is art. Also, Messi can get an infantry expert trait. Graziani, I'd like to give him organization first. Efian war logistics is done. Go to industrial efforts. And we have one of these armies ready to go. Just put these down, assign them to the defensive army, and exercise them. This army here is done. We just need 3 or more rows of these for reserves and other purposes. Also, don't forget to bring the Air Force over. Might be a little late with this, but we'll see. And once they're there, exercise them. Another thing we have to do is ask to join the German faction, which they accept, and this will allow us to send our entire fleet over to Hamburg. I use Ctrl and right click to move the fleet over there. So they have Hamburg as a home base, and we'll be making a naval invasion from there later on. Getting into the Axis also means that Austria is now threatened both by us and by Germany, so they're splitting up their forces to guard both borders. And you can see that this leaves gaps into both front lines. I'm now completely out of fuel because I moved my fleet around a bit and the fuel is gone. Just get some from the United States. We'll get it back later. Now with industrial effort done, I'd like to get Triumph in Africa at some point. It can be skipped if you do something with Ethiopia. I'm not sure. I always like to get it. 10% base stability and 10% base war support. I'm not going to say no to that. I also have 100 political power. I'm going to get an infantry expert. You can never go wrong with an infantry expert. The experience ticking is nice, and a little more punching power for my infantry is really what I need right now. I've got some command power, so I'm going to assign concealment expert to both of my admirals and smokescreen specialist as well to the fleet admiral of the regular fleet. The submarine guy, I'm going to hold out until I get Seawolf, and that's going to be a little while longer.
Formazione.
There's another army done. Let's train these guys up to level 3.
Ordini.
These guys are important. It's not
Pronto,
surprising.
signore.
I think that I'm going to encircle London when I get the chance. So I want a separate army ready to actually do that. Triumph in Africa is done, and we can continue with industrial efforts. Justification from Austria is complete. Let's have a look at the Air Force. Unselect the naval bombers here, they will not be needed. And set the Air Force to the support missions on the Alpine region.
Ordini.
Messi here can just have his battle order activated. You can see that equipment-wise we're not exactly up to specs just yet. There's also a few people complaining about their supply. Just set this army to motorization priority, and that will solve a lot of those problems for him. Declare war on Austria and sort it out. I'd like to use these tanks for micro a bit, but really you should have no problems with these guys. And Austria is gone. Just take all states. We're missing some infantry equipment. Garrisons are set to priority. This will solve itself in due time. Well, it might not be a bad idea to assign some more factories to my infantry equipment queue. That's where the big deficit is. And hope we get there in time. Now let's set up the naval invasions that are due any moment now.
Si, signore.
What I'd like to do is assign naval invasions in teams of 2 divisions. Start above the port here
Attento.
and just go down until you have 5 of those, which is the limit of 10. You'll note that there's a naval exploit available in my Germany video
Pronto, signore.
that allows you to send more, but I generally don't like using exploits with guides because they can be patched and then your guide is useless. These guys can manage these invasions, and I'm assigning the tank divisions to an extra invasion over here. 150 political power. I'm going to war economy. Get those military factories out a little faster. Industrial effort 2 is done. Let's go for the research slot. Alright, let's have a look. We have about 100 days left, and our deficit in guns is going to last 135 days. Trucks is going to last 78 days. Artillery is going to last 217 days. Yeah, we definitely need more artillery. Somehow the production for close air support fell off the table, and at some point we need to add fighters, but for now we're good. We'll be mostly up to scratch by the time the war kicks off. We're also adding more infantry.
Comandi.
It's no problem if they are under-equipped for a while. They'll get better. It's no problem. We can handle a deficit on guns. And I'll show you why. Pretty soon in this campaign we're going to conquer the Netherlands and Belgium. And then when we do, we will get a ton of guns from their stockpiles, and which will solve our problems pretty much overnight.
Pronto.
And especially these reserve armies will be filled up quite nicely by then. Don't forget to now assign to naval strike and include naval bombers. Whatever is possible, go to the North Sea, and the rest can handle the eastern North Sea. Fleet-wise, put your convoy rating on for the submarines. Red Sea zones, that's not a good thing. And put the rest on naval invasion support the moment you actually go to war. These 10 days can actually make a big difference, so I'm going to hold up on that for a while. Justification is complete. Alright, going to lower the speed a bit. Assign this fleet to naval invasion support on these 2 sea zones. Set the order to go. Declare war. Don't call in any allies, they'll just make things harder on you. And declare. Look if the fleet is launching. Yes, they are. I paused the game immediately. I do like to allow myself this trick here. I'm unassigning 2 of these, clicking the tanks, assigning them to their order, and also launching them. Just to get a few more units out there. Now, as soon as these guys land, expand violently. To prevent them making up their own orders, I'd like to disassign or just delete the order. Set a few of those guys over there to Liverpool and one over to Norwich. You guys expand. This is a priority here, the airbase. You want that as soon as possible so you can get your air forces in there. For the moment, I'm going to delete any orders and just do this manually. Later on you can go to assigning orders again, but you want all of these guys to just expand instead of shuffling along the coastline in order to find their own spots. Now that you have given these guys orders, select the entire army, reselect frontline, and put them on here. You'll notice that these guys will keep on moving, but now the rest of the army will also move over to Britain. Here's our reserve army. I forgot to put them in Hamburg, so just do that now. Here's your air fleet. Unassign the naval bombers. We can use them later, still here. And wait for a moment until this airport becomes available. Which should be any time now, guys. Oh, here is one. Put them all over there. Take them off naval strike and set them to close air support. Now we've already split up the United Kingdom. Keep expanding in units. Now we can move towards the real goal here, and that is encircling London. Now, why will we want to encircle London? Let's have a look here. Justify a war goal on the Netherlands. This will take me 30 days. Well, that's not too long, is it? Justify war goal when at war with a major, minus 80%. It's very good to keep the war with the Allies going, just to get the shorter justification time on all these minors that we have to conquer. Well, we have encircled London. Go for Albanian occupation, of course. This is also a good time to actually clear out London. Just keep it nice and clean and empty. And don't forget to cancel the order when the enemy unit is complete or when you threaten to actually walk in there. You don't want to do that. Ignore this for now. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. Meanwhile, in the reserve army, Put them over here. And just start cleaning this stuff up. Reserve army has arrived. Put them on the border with London. Once that's done, you can pretty much clear out of here. Let's see, justification with the Netherlands is complete. The things do take a few weeks, so just go for Belgium next. We have a new volunteer here. Get him out of there. Delete all the orders for the main infantry army and get them over to Hull. Same with the tanks, get them over to Hull, and the other army can keep an eye on London.
Ordini. Pronto all'azione.
Right, main army is moving across the North Sea.
Attento.
Let's build a new naval invasion. I'm just going to bother with the north side of the Netherlands. We should be fine with just that. And I want to avoid the English Channel. We may have defeated most of the United Kingdom, but we haven't defeated their fleet. And they're usually very strong in the Channel. It means my troops might get sunk there. And I wouldn't want that. Bring back the air fleet, assign them to Kiel, and put them on support missions over the Netherlands.
Pronto, signore.
These guys will take a bit longer to actually kill units here, so best to start them early. Do keep in mind that you don't want them to actually walk in there, so stop in time. As soon as you have the artillery to spare, I'd advise you to assign support artillery to the template that's over there. And we're almost done here. Set these guys to go and declare war. Netherlands joins the Allies, that's perfectly fine. Don't forget to move these guys over here, they'll be needed, and same goes for the tanks. Now we're invading the north side of the Netherlands. Usually the tile here at Groningen is empty. Keep an eye on it. As soon as another unit arrives, we'll fire. And just let the other ones move into the victory points at Rotterdam and Amsterdam. As soon as these guys are no longer under attack, take the tile east of Groningen so you can bring in the rest of your army. But not too much. Netherlands are gone. Let's go. War goal for Belgium is ready. That's a good timing to actually also set a war goal for Luxembourg. The air fleet, once again, forget about the naval guys and put the rest at Amsterdam and declare. Belgium is done. Not risking it. I'm going to set my guys for France next. Just put the tanks on the Luxembourg border. They can handle it. Justify war goal on France next. 20 days. And declare on Luxembourg.
Sì, signore.
Alright, here we go. France joined the United Kingdom. Cancel justification. Justify war goal on Hungary. Why Hungary? I've seen Hungary join the Axis even when non-aligned, when world tension is high enough. I need pieces of Hungary, so just get them out of the way quickly. France will probably join out of itself. Or maybe they won't because I'm at their border. It's entirely possible. Oops. Yes, this is a big oops. First things first. I may have made a mistake in not declaring on France first. They don't seem to want to join with their borders so exposed. Oh, someone liberated London. Well, this is a good thing to show anyway. Things never go quite the way you plan them. Meanwhile, aircraft crew surveys. London is back to being encircled, and I'm going to justify a war goal on France. I can probably handle that by declaring war on Hungary, because France are guaranteeing them. That means I can cancel the justification for France and just justify on Switzerland instead. Reserve army has arrived. We're regaining some org. They just got their new shiny infantry artillery pieces, so exercise them. Just declare and get this over with. We're currently fighting on three fronts. I can handle this, I think. Where are my tanks? Your goal here is Paris, everything else is secondary.
Pronto all'azione. Pronto all'azione.
Another moment's rest here. I'll sort this out once I've taken out the French. Spidey's. Get more stuff. Is that enough? Yes, that's all of Paris in France. Looks like I can mop this up without any assistance. Get the tanks over here to Lyon and get the army over to Switzerland. One army? No, we have this defensive army here as well. They can take the other side of Switzerland. Meanwhile, you know, well, Hungary is still being Hungary. They'll be fine. We can manage that. Meanwhile, can get the tactical bombing expert. Get the Air Force. Probably get them over to the south of England to help out with mopping up operations here. Another naval invasion.
Si, signore.
This game doesn't like me today. Declare a war on Switzerland and get these over with. Get the Air Force back here. I need to met Switzerland. And once I've taken care of Switzerland, I'll take care of the naval invasion here.
Forza, forza, forza!
See if I can snipe the port behind them. That will make it so much easier. Switzerland should be a pushover, really. They should be. Switzerland has capitulated. Use a defensive army and blitz them over there. Use the offensive army. Also put them on the Hungarian border to reinforce and just finish that off, please, quickly. How are we faring against Hungary? No, not too bad. Hungary is a major victory point here at Budapest, so grab that as soon as you can. And then in combination with Pech and probably Depression here, you should have the Hungarians done. I'm confident enough to make our next war goal, and that is Czechoslovakia. Now, to form the Roman Empire, you don't need Czechoslovakia. I just like to get them out of the way, because otherwise Germany will get it. And, well, that will just make them stronger for free. And we wouldn't want that. Probably had some trouble with overstacking. Hungary's down. It's time for Czechoslovakia. Make it easier on yourself and just divide them along the border. You have 3 armies, make use of them now. And the reserve army on the tip. Next up, Yugoslavia. Take claimed state. 10 days. Let's go. I've researched the recon templates. And I can see that both artillery not so much, but I've got more than enough infantry equipment, so I'm expanding the main template with infantry and cavalry recon. Declare war and set all these armies to go. Don't click this one, that's my British babysitter over here, and that's Czechoslovakia. Well, we're making nice headway. What's the situation up until now? Now, the big nut to crack will be Romania. It's all tough terrain here, and I only have one half-decent army. Might be able to make it, but I'm probably going to make it easy on myself and try to grab Yugoslavia. So let's set up for Yugoslavia. Now, Yugoslavia is still guaranteed by Romania. So the moment I declare on them, the Romanians will get involved. So put a reserve army on their border. They just have to get entrenched, and they will. Set the main army on this border here with a battle order. Now these guys, give them an order here. They'll make the best of it. And you can probably just split off half of them by selecting S to split and then unassigning. And those guys, put them on the Albanian, what used to be the Albanian border. They'll take a few minutes to get there, but it'll be worth it because Yugoslavia has to garrison this part as well. I feel lucky. Let's go. Set the main army to attack and see if you can micro the tanks. Romania has joined the United Kingdom, Yugoslavia has joined, and this is a good time to justify on Greece. Romanians are barely pushing. Might even just give these guys a go. But I'm going to set them to cautious just in case. Justification for Greece is complete. I need Bulgaria as well, but I'm not really satisfied with the speed just yet, so I'll just hold off for now. Alright, this is getting too much of a grind. What I'm going to do is justify war goal on Bulgaria, 15 days, and justify war goal on Portugal for 80 days. With these justifications on their way, I'm going to take London. London has fallen. Alright, the peace deal. What are we going to do? We're going to take pretty much everything, maybe buffet the UK for their fleet, doesn't really matter. What's important is that you leave Romania out of this. Why is that? I'll show you in a bit, but the gist is leave Romania out of it, they'll still be in the Allies, and as the biggest economic power in the Allies, they'll become Allied faction leader. If you don't do that, Canada or Australia has a good chance of becoming faction leader. I can see Canada in the peace deal here. That's sometimes happen, doesn't always happen. The next in line would probably be Australia. You don't want them to become a major because you'd have to sail across the world to get them. Let's just grab some stuff. I'm taking all states of Canada. I'm leaving part of the UK alive. I'm puppeting those. Satellite Malaya, Satellite Daraj, and I'm not touching Romania. And we're done. The Allies. Kingdom of Romania is the faction leader of the Allies. Very nice. They're also guaranteeing Greece, so we'll be right back at war with only a moment's notice. Set the offensive army to the Greek border. And set the defensive army to reinforce the other defensive army on the Romanian border. We don't want to capitulate these guys anytime soon. Might have made it myself more difficult with the Portugal justification, but we can still cancel that, I guess. In fact, let's do that. So we'll take Greece, Bulgaria, and Romania, and we'll have war goals lined up with Turkey, Iraq, and Portugal by then. Maybe even Poland for good measure, and a surround on Germany. Alright, our army on the Greek border is done. Declare war on Greece. They are calling the Kingdom of Romania. Alright, that's Greece.
Attento.
Took me long enough. Get over to Bulgaria. We're ready on the Bulgarian border. Declare war. Let's go. Justification for Porto is complete. We just need 3 more countries after that. Spain, Turkey, and Iraq. So what I'm going to do is justify a war goal on Turkey. Justify a war goal on Iraq. And set the other armies to go. And get these guys an extra order here. We'll be able to finish this off relatively easily. And that's Bulgaria gone. And now I will be taking all of Romania. I don't any care anymore. I didn't forget about these guys. Now, I know what you're thinking, at least it gave me pause for a moment. What about the Allies? Well, Australia is no longer in a faction, because the Allies were headed by a neutral, non-aligned nation. All the democratic nations just stepped out. Too bad. Even South Africa, not in a faction anymore. So, let's finish off the rest. Bring the main attack army to La Rochelle for a naval invasion on Portugal. Set this defensive army on the border with Turkey here. And set the reserve army on Edirne side here. We can even try to get these guys and set them on all of these little borders. But honestly, it doesn't really matter if you forget about that. Portugal shouldn't be too hard. Just set groups of 2 divisions on 5 naval invasions along the northern coastline. What's left of my fleet? The naval order is complete. Declare war on Portugal. Let's have a look. Turkey war goal will almost expire.
Pronto, signore.
That's Portugal. (27th of May). Oh, I'm cutting it far too close. Declare war on Turkey strategically. I'm just going to set a naval invasion here. Because that's what these guys have been doing. Get the subfleet over there. And just send these guys out.
Signore.
Get to Trabzon, please. And
Pronto,
get to
signore.
Sinop.
Si, signore.
If I'm butchering any Turkish pronunciations here, then let me make it up to you by promising a glorious Turkish video in my future.
Si, signore.
Probably something on the lines of Turan,
Si, signore.
which is one of my favorite formidable nations, really. That's Turkey. Take all states. Done.
Si,
I
signore.
want to finish Iraq quickly, so I'll put my best army on the border. And we're in position. Declare war. Let's go. Did you see what happened there? Iraq joined the Chinese United Front moments before I capitulated them. Doesn't matter. I have them now. Iraq has been annexed. This is the last step for the Roman Empire. There. Justification for Spain is done. Now this is pulling a sneaky on Germany. I'm going to justify on Poland and see if I can grab them before they do, so I can completely surround Poland, Germany. Let's go for Spain and set all of these beautiful battle lines to go. And that's nationalist Spain. Just take it all. November 1938. Very nice score, if I do say so myself. And here we go. Realize Roman ambitions. It's all here. And it's all there. Imperium Romanum is done. The only disadvantage is that we get this smug face, but with a laurel. Augustus Mussolini. Yeah. What you can do if you want to replace that guy is get either the Democratic Reformer or the Communist Revolutionary. You can flip to the communist equivalent of the Imperium Romanum. The democratic one is, of course, the Roman Republic. The communist one is so cursed you don't want to know. Now, what can you do after this? I usually like to go for Poland first, and then the Germany, United States. Pretty much you're invincible now. Let this tick up a little and you'll see 3 million manpower and more factories than I know what to do with. You are super strong, it's early game, and well, what can I say? What's there to do? I might actually continue this game at some time, but for purposes of this video, I'm done for today. Hope you enjoyed this and see you next time. Bye bye.